Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day today. I just want to go over all the trades took today on ES and NQ, and I actually took a grand total of 0 trades today. And I'm going to explain why and how that can help you become more consistent. And in my head, that is how I won today. I didn't take any trades, and I had the discipline not to force anything. And hopefully, in this video, you will learn how to do that as well. Very easy uh, trick. It's nothing out of this world. So let's just get right into it. So the plan I had going into today on NQ was simply calls above 16,435 and puts below 16,250. Now, why, you may ask? Well, if we go down to an intraday time frame, you can see that we're kind of in this consolidation period here. I mentioned this before in my previous video that look at this kind of box here. I'll just highlight it real quick. You can kind of see that this was a consolidation period. We retested, came back down, and now we're kind of back in it. So we really need to break above the 16,435 or reject this consolidation period and go below her. So no trades will happen, or no good trades will happen inside this consolidation period. Now we're kind of forming a mini consolidation period within the consolidation period. Which can be seen by this box if Thinkorswim decides to wake up. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Okay, so you can kind of, oh geez. You get the idea though. It's this kind of quadrant here. It's consolidation. So these were the plans in place today. I'm sure, these are just my plans. So we did have a nice 30-minute zone up here that was tapped and rejected off of. So that was possibly the only kind of plan that I would have seen going into it, but it's possible if we go on to an intraday time frame. We did kind of reject the top of this consolidation period, so that would have been a valid trade. I just didn't take it because it wasn't a part of my initial pre-market plan. I noticed this after the fact. I completely missed it. So this would have been a valid placement to the downside here if you just took it below with the stop above high of day. I think it's a valid trade with multiple confirmations. So anyway, just going back. How many trades did I take today? And these were the two levels that I'm looking at. Did price trigger these levels? The obvious answer is no. So how many trades do you think I took today? Absolutely 0. I literally just stared at the market all day and as of what it's doing right now, and took 0 trades. Now, if the market decides to kind of break out of this little wedge and break out of here with confirmation VVM, then sure, I'll take it. It looks like it could be, it could even be a bear trap here. We could kind of break low of day, have high volume, bounce off this level, and then go back up and go back into this consolidation period. Or we can break down, retest this level, and have confirmation to the downside. I don't know. But the moral of the story is I didn't take any trades today. This is actually kind of interesting. So let's see if this actually plays out in real time. We have a lot of volume coming in right now, and it looks like it could be a bear trap. It may not be. If we retest and hold below this level, I think it'd be valid to the short side. I'd like to see a 5-minute DBD or something, maybe something along those lines, or even test the bottom of this wedge and then take it short. So these are the kinds of questions that you need to ask yourself when you're in your plan here. So if I were to take this trade, which I wouldn't be in this trade right now, is I would take it here with a target probably to this 2-hour demand zone, or whatever makes sense, and maybe a stop above this 16,264 just because I'm an extremely conservative trader and I like to keep my wrist tight. Now I'll come back to that in a minute. On ES, let's go over the plan as well. Going into today. So you can see we're still in this consolidation period. Again, we need to break out of this. And the play was puts below 46.73. Again, these are all my opinions. Or to base out inside this 1-hour supply zone and base out above here and seek VVM to the upside. Did any of that happen? Absolutely not. So how many trades did I take? 0. I didn't take any trades today because my levels or plans did not trigger the ones that I pre-planned. And it is super hard, not taking trades some days because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to progress if I don't take any trades. Well, actually, it's the exact opposite. So you need to ask yourself, am I going to progress taking dumb trades? Well, sure, you can, there are lessons to be learned. Or am I going to progress by waiting for my plans to trigger? you're going to cause yourself a lot of stress and grief. For example, if I said, all right, if I take the trade here, right here, and it didn't even trigger, and boom, market immediately reverses, and you're like, oh my goodness, I did X, Y, and Z, the market did blah, blah, blah. So this is, you need to wait for your plans to trigger. And if you respect your plan once the plans do trigger, then that's a win in my book. And then the rest is just analysis and getting feedback and going over your trades. But the idea from today's video is to really, understand that it's okay not to take a trade every single day. And that is a win in my book. As long as you kind of witness the market and see what's going on, that's what counts. Now, going back to this NQ trade, now you can see we rejected this level. So as you can see, this is my favorite technique here. This is super, super cool. So I'm going to give, a cool little lesson here. This is exactly what I would have done. I'm ashamed I didn't take it, but this is good. If it doesn't work out, if it does, who knows? But anyway, let's look at this real quick. So the plan was to take puts below 16,250. That was kind of breaking below this consolidation period. And I said, all right, I'd like the 5-minute DBD, but this is also a rocket ship technique here. So this is a valid entry for me. I love when we retest, reject it, show that sellers are there. Look at this volume coming in. And now we are selling off here. Additionally, on ES, look what else is here. I was just, when I was just noticing this, we broke high of day and failed with now we're selling off a bit. We're also breaking this trend line. We're holding below VWAP now. Let's see where VIX maybe maybe VIX can have any more confirmations. Maybe. We're kind of breaking out of this little trend line-ish. I think I said in another previous, so we're kind of breaking out this trend line here. VIX is kind of coming to life here. I'd really like us to see. If we breach, high of day or even 20.6, I think we can really start to sell off. Now, if we just check on the NQ position real quick, pretending that we're in, this is exactly what I do. It's paying very well. So this is exactly what I do. This is a beautiful example of staying patient. I can't believe this actually happened during the video. This is what I mean about staying patient. Waiting for your setups, and this, I would take one off here, just kind of scale, protect myself. The premiums, I'm sure, would have spiked because we broke low of day with intense volume, and it looks good. So, worst case, this thing reverses and I come back for a break-even trade, no worries, or even a small green, and that's okay. Now, let's say this thing decides to tank and have an end-of-day sell-off when we hit this target. We're up massively, all because of our patience. And if this thing, if this thing decides to come back and turn around, well, we get out for break-even. And again, not all trades are going to work out. It's, the trades you want to take are small red, small green, or big winners. Those are the only 3 trades, or no trades, which is, kind of the topic of this lesson, or the topic of this video. I waited all day, for my position to trigger, for my plan to trigger. I can't make this stuff up. You guys saw it in real time. This is kind of crazy how it actually worked out like this, and now we're absolutely selling off. Really annoyed I didn't take it, but honestly, extremely happy with the analysis, extremely happy with the patience, and this is what makes a good trader. Patience, consistency, it all leads, they're all corresponding together. Look at this insane volume here. VVM starting to pick up. Not the best, VVM volume you want to see, but in terms of 140 in the afternoon here, 150, this is what you want to see. And now we are beautifully selling off. So follow along in the market. I don't want to make this too long and just watch how this happens, but I would have obviously scaled one here, take profits off the table. That's a 50-point drop already. 50 points on, so I don't know. Let's actually, just for giggles, go to QQQ, just for giggles. See the kind of profit that you could have made just from that simple analysis. Simple analysis and staying patient. So let's say I was going to play, I'm a conservative trader, so let's say I play next week's expiration, excuse me, and I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to play like 30 delta, which, see, good volume. All right, this looks like a decent contract. Okay, so if we go to a flexible grid real quick, we do this and we do this. This is a nice little way to compare options and prices. Whoops. Yeah, okay, this is good. And now we're kind of selling off here. Another confirmation is we're making an RBD, which is what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so we kind of have trying to get some buying pressure here. This doesn't look too promising, but again, you just got to be protective. Okay, so let's say I wanted to enter. Actually, let's get an exact entry. Sorry, I'm making this a little longer than I wanted it to, but just to illustrate, patience and stuff. We had a 1 minute DBD, but again, I don't really trade off 1 minutes. This is just for illustration purposes only. So let's say I would have gotten in around, what is this? 1346, right? 1346, which is right. Okay, well, not exactly how I want it, but let's say 3.1. Maybe let's say 3.2 to be generous here. And I said I scaled one out right here at, let's say 1350. It was 1350, which was 3.5. So it's a 30-cent gain on the contracts already. This seems like it's just going to be like a little pullback. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I'm no kind of Houdini or magician, but that's a nice little scalp already. And again, that's playing next week's contract. So they're not going to move as fast. And again, if I just wanted to look at tomorrow's expiration, let's say you're a consistent trader and you took contracts that expire tomorrow. Let's look at the 390 puts again. Just want to see the kind of jump that we kind of took here. Again, just for illustration purposes only. And all right, so 1346, we would have gotten in at let's say 0.6, we'll call it, and it went up to 0.8. So that is what, 25%, 30%? Yeah, it's like a 30% gain. 30% gain on these contracts in literally like a couple minutes. And I'm already happy with this trade, and no matter what happens, it's going to be a small green break even, or small green regardless, because I'm going to protect myself. But again, I hope you guys learned something from this video. This is a super special video in my eyes. Kind of crazy how it kind of worked out in real time. Good timing on my end, and I hope you guys learned something. Again, stay patient. This is the kind of success and consistency you're going to see if you stick to your pre-made plans. Do not improvise. Do not try and be crazy. So I hope you guys learned something, and thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day.